Welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us today for our 2020 Big Ten Grad Expo workshop titled Mastering the Art of the Interview Process. My name is Christy Mayo, and I'm the Director of Enrollment and Records for the Van Andel Institute Graduate School. And I'm joined today by one of our graduate students, Lena, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself to you.
Hi, my name is Lena. I'm a second-year graduate student at the Van Andel Institute. I work in a structural biology lab led by Dr. Carson Melcher. Before this, I was a biochemistry adjunct lecturer at the Al Faisal University in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I have done my bachelor's degree in Malaysia. I studied genetics and molecular biology. And after that, I did my master's in cancer biology at the University College London.
So the questions we're going to use today for our workshop are questions that we actually use at the Institute when we're interviewing potential graduate students. And they were questions developed by our faculty members that come from all over the world. So these are common questions that you might encounter at any graduate school interview. So we're going to start off with, Lena, why don't you tell us in just a few minutes about your current or most recent research project?
So this is a question that I got asked very frequently while applying for graduate school. And I chose to answer this question by talking about one of my research experiences that I've listed in my CV. The particular research experience that I'm going to talk about and the way I'm going to answer this question will be first structured by me telling the title of the research experience, and then I'll describe the project in more detail. So during my undergraduate degree, I did my final year thesis project on the use of Epstein-Barr viral capsid antigen P18 inclusion bodies in in-house enzyme-linked immunosorbent assays to detect nasopharyngeal carcinoma. So my project involved studying the Malaysian Chinese cohort population in Malaysia, and I was trying to design a novel detection assay to detect nasopharyngeal carcinoma based on the viral titers that are present in these patients.
What do you see as your ideal career trajectory after completing the PhD program?
So I'll be honest with you. We don't always know the answer to this question, and you can do your research and try to look into different career paths and figure out what seems like the best option for you. But this is the way I answer the question. I was an adjunct lecturer who taught biochemistry at a university prior to starting my PhD program. I know that I might choose a different career after finishing my PhD from the one I think is suitable for me, but at the time, I thought that my ideal career trajectory was the academic route based on my experience in teaching that I really liked. I see myself teaching and doing research at the same time.
This next question that we're going to ask is our dean's favorite. So this may not be one that you hear at every school, but it's one that our dean likes to ask, and it can sometimes throw our applicants for a loop. So Lena, some scientists see themselves as discoverers, others see themselves as inventors. So how are those two perspectives represented in you?
I'll be honest, when I first heard this question, I was scrambling for an answer. But it also made me relax because the nature of the question wasn't meant to put you in one box or the other. And so I answered it in the best way that I could. I said that I see myself more as a discoverer rather than an inventor. Given my personality traits and given my interest in asking very basic science questions, and for that reason, I answered that I see myself more as a discoverer rather than inventor. But I also added a little bit of humor at the end and said, only time will tell.
And lastly, what challenges do you anticipate to your success in this long program of study? You know, a PhD can run you anywhere from 4 to 5 to 6 years. So what will you need to do to overcome those challenges?
Doing a PhD is like running a marathon. And so my best advice is to talk to other people who have done it or are doing the PhD in order to really get an idea of how to answer this question. The way I answered this question was, I know that the most difficult challenge while doing a PhD is when your experiments don't always go as planned and you don't get the results you expect. To address these challenges and to still have the gumption and the perseverance I need to do a PhD, I rely on a strong support system that includes the graduate school, my supervisor, friends and family, to remind me why I chose to do a PhD in the first place, and also to make sure that I am on track with my experiments, getting the help and the feedback I need, and knowing that I am not alone in doing my PhD. That really helped.